Another week, another Attack on Titan episode. And this week, we're joined with even more people, but we'll start with the familiar faces for our introductions first. Mr. R, introduce yourself first.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rika7, or Mr. R, because Kyle's never known how to pronounce my name. I mostly stream video game content, but every now and then I'll talk about anime, which is why I'm here.
You're going through that little known game. What's it called again right now?
Yeah, that unknown indie title by the relatively small company From Software, Elden Ring. It's good shit. I think you'd like it, Kyle. But Kyle also doesn't play video games, so.
I heard it was inspired by another small indie manga called Berserk at some point. Somewhere. That's what I've heard.
And
good.
Some fat fellow helped write for it, I hear. George something?
Yeah. Funny you should mention the Berserk stuff. Like, there's always been a great sword in the Souls games, but apparently the one in Elden Ring that I haven't found yet is literally just Guts' sword. Just an exact model of it.
I mean, there's a picture when you die, and it's just like wolf guts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to look like that guy. Give it to me.
Bacon, I haven't introduced you yet, and you're speaking. I don't like this.
I break the
Everybody,
rules.
It's Jarkey Bacon. Go ahead.
Oh, it's me, the rule breaker, Jarkey Bacon. That's all you need to know.
Do you still got the COVID right now?
Oh yeah. I think I do. I'll test today. If I'm negative, I'll wait another day, and then I'll be back out in the wild. You know, I mean, I haven't had to be inside. Technically, in the UK, if you have COVID, you can do whatever you want. But like, I could go sneeze on a grandma, and she could be like, "Oh, thank you." But yeah. So I'm waiting. I'm trying to be a thoughtful citizen, but also I'm being lazy. So that's why I'm here. Nice.
No, I don't think I've ever taken. Well, I know for a fact I've never even had to take a COVID test. That's how little I go outside. Yeah.
Oh my good grief, Kyle! Oh my days! You
Yes. Disappointing, frankly.
I mean, it's such an experience, man. You gotta go do it.
They still put the thing up your nose? Is that still the thing? Because I know my mum had to get one at one point. But,
I mean,
sometimes you have to do up the nose or back in the mouth. I mean, you have to do both. This is it's like eating different types of food. It's just a necessary human experience.
Although the UK has mostly gotten rid of the back of the throat ones, which is nice because those are the ones I hated doing. Now it's a thicker swab that you jam even further up your nose and swivel about for 15 seconds in each nostril.
15 seconds, Jesus Christ!
Something
People
like
suffering
that.
out here. But enough COVID talk here. We don't want to get demonetized, though these videos aren't monetized because we don't have 1,000 subscribers, rather. But for the first time ever, we are joined by an additional person, one Mr. EliteAri.
Yes, hello. I'm Ari. I'm EliteAri. I have 3 YouTube videos, and 2 of them are about Attack on Titan. So here I am.
And that's how he got here.
And they're both very good. I would highly recommend them. Get off this channel right now.
But the third one isn't. Which one's bad, Bacon? Go ahead.
No. I'm talking about both. Attack on Titan ones are good because this is Attack on Titan discussion.
Yes.
I don't believe you. I think you got a hater among us.
And he's consistently uploading. Which is I look for my YouTubers. That's what I like.
All your favorite fillers, they all upload consistently, huh?
Yes. Like secondary entertainment. Very consistent uploads. Love that guy.
That fella is a consistent uploader, frankly. But yes, Ari was a chatter and then made some videos, and then we watched those videos, some of them on stream. They were good, and so he's here now. Maybe one day, chat, if you aspire, if you persist, maybe you could even be in here, though I wouldn't count on it. But usually in the introductions, we do the mini review or a few sentence review, and we didn't do that. So we'll go back around. Bacon, I start with Mr. R. Mr. R, you go ahead. Tell us what you think about this episode.
So I think my overall thoughts are, I clearly had misremembered a bunch of the chapter, because there were scenes where I was like, wait a second, we've skipped to this, and then I looked, and now I've read ahead, and I'm like, oh wait, no, that's in the next chapter. So clearly there were bits of the chapter that weren't very memorable for me. I thought the episode was, for the most part, was good. The animation looked a bit weird at some point. I'm sure we'll get into more details of that later. I wonder if it's because we spent the last few episodes with that big sunset filter, so now that everything's in the daytime, everything looked a bit unfamiliar and off, but there were a couple of scenes specifically where I was like, I'm not. Is this the same animation style? Has something changed? So.
Okay. Bacon, your turn.
It was a pretty normal Attack on Titan episode, so it was good. It was nice. And it's a bit of build up. I mean, yeah, it was probably one of the first episodes where I remembered every single detail in them from the manga. It wasn't like, oh, I forgot about this part. So it was. I feel like my memory isn't all bad when it comes to this manga, which is nice.
Okay. Mr. Ari, your turn.
Yeah, so I mean, I pretty much like every episode of Attack on Titan.
Based.
This I would say this is probably my least favorite of this part of the season, but it was still good. I didn't really there's this few, like maybe even last chapter and then the few chapters going forward, I really don't remember much from it. Like, I knew there was the whole Annie pie scene, and I don't remember that at all in the manga. So that was interesting to see.
How do you forget the Annie pie discourse?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I
like a month.
I've heard of the discourse. I just don't remember reading it. Like, it's
this
crazy.
chapter was miserable when it came out. We were on defense left and right. I remember it as if it was yesterday. But I think I agree with basically what everybody was saying. It's just this episode there was like no spice. There wasn't any cool directorial moments. I don't even think, which is what I've been getting off on the last 7 weeks or so. It felt a little. Go ahead, Mr. Allen.
There was one shot I thought was pretty good near the end. One of the shots of Jean.
Oh,
just the way it was framed.
Yeah. Oh, I should also say this, so we can talk about Minty for our one time every time we do this thing. He was trolling me last night. So right after the Pokemon Direct, how interesting. We won't talk about that.
Yes, please.
Apparently the episode came out like the Raws. He was watching a Twitch stream that was just playing the Raws at like 13 hours ago. Like, it was super early. I was like, it's fucking out already. And he just was spamming me with Twitter messages, intentionally trolling me and telling me every little thing that happened and every little thing that was different. So I don't know if that impacted my by the time I was watching the episode, I kind of felt like I'd already seen it. But it's all Minty's fault is what I'm trying to say. But I guess all the changes are fresh in my mind because somehow he's an encyclopedia and he can fucking recognize every single little change. But that's something that happened. I only watched the episode like 2 hours ago when I woke up. Yikes, it was 4 p.m. But, yeah, generally, I feel like it was just sort of a subdued episode. And it's kind of a big chapter, so it's a little weird on that front. But does anybody have anything else to say before we start our chronological scroll here?
Can we get this Minty guy in here? I haven't seen him in chat. He seems to have a lot to say.
He watches VODs sometimes and spams me on Twitter about stupid things I say.
Rest in peace. He used to be
He used to be around a lot, yes.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be honest, on that front, I thought there were a lot of changes. I thought that the anime had changed a bunch of stuff, and then I went back and read the chapter, and I'm like,
small things.
Yeah, I thought it had changed stuff, and then went back and was like, oh no, it actually hasn't.
I think the reason why you might have thought that is because a lot of the details for like the last bit especially are like colored in by the next chapter and the chapter afterwards. Also on the Minty thing real quick, again, I'm pretty sure this is what he said, though he will correct me, I'm sure. I think after this we don't really know anything about the episodes. Like, none of the leakers know what's happening moving forward. This was the last episode that's like storyboard got leaked or something, and people generally knew what was happening like 8 weeks ago. So we're into fantastical, new, never before seen, unanticipated territory next week.
So does that mean that this may be the final episode of the season then?
Maybe it just ended and we didn't know.
Oh man. I mean, they published that interview with the director.
Yes,
and they were talking about how the start of the rumbling was roughly halfway through the season. So they made it sound like there was definitely going to be 12 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us there is a preview for the next episode, so.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, there is. It seems from the preview that we're going to continue this like one chapter and episode thing, because it seems like it's just going to be the campfire stuff.
I'm kind of enjoying the one chapter per episode setup. I'm cool with this.
Yeah, this part has been great.
I like the slower pacing. Are we getting into chronological talk now?
Me as
I
well, or
can
else your
add
laptop's
one
gonna go
thing
flat.
That I'll be super quick then. One thing about this episode is
It's not
that there are
gone
lots
flat
of
yet.
moments that were unintentionally funny. I think, maybe not unintentionally, but there was stuff where I was laughing a lot, and I was like, I'm not sure if I meant to be, but yeah, you got a few chuckles.
All right, you'll have to tell us when we get to
All
it.
right.
First of all, the Grievous, that's that fella from Star Wars, right? The worst change is what I'm trying to say here. They nearly did it. They nearly did one tear strand, and then there's one at the end, like right before they cut away from the shot where Hanji gets a second tear strand. Yikes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yikes, they nearly did it.
I didn't realize Hanji cried in the manga. I spaced on that bit.
How do you not remember this? I feel like that's one of my favorite Hanji panels, is the one tear strand shooting Jaegers.
Can you still cry when your eye is done like that?
Well, it's the other eye, right?
Yeah, but her other eye doesn't work, right? I don't know.
Wasn't crying out. They weren't crying out the other eye, were
Yeah,
they?
she had two tear strands out of the one eye, Bacon.
Oh, I see. Oh, my bad.
If she had two eyes, then I'd be fine with it. But it's always the four in total, and this time it was two in total, but she's only got one eye, so they don't get away with it. Also, something that I remembered her shooting them in the head, but clearly here there's like a cool little line here where it goes through this bloke's shoulder, and then he just drops. So I thought that was maybe a change, but it in fact was not. I don't know.
Nate's saying this is a top 3 for this series, for this part of the final season.
Wow.
Yes, I see this now. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I agree, but then we go through. I think all this Hanji stuff is the same. Levi did look pretty ripped. They did show Sanez for a second. I didn't think they would, but they did. It was just one flash. Do we remember Sanez here? Bacon doesn't, but does everybody else
do.
remember Sanez?
Of course I remember.
I do,
yeah,
if
well,
only because you
Sanez in that
bring him up all the time, Kyle.
You know, me and Sanez, we go back a little while, you know? He was a bad guy, now Hanji's a bad guy.
Was he a bad guy?
Themes and stuff, remember?
Yeah, I kind of liked how fast it was, because I know that if I had to edit that stupid video, I wouldn't have seen it, but it would have been like, it's fast enough where it's not like, you know, if Hanji would have stood there and be like, oh, Sanez, you were right, I would be like, no, but because it's just like,
It was a
as
very
soon as
brief
you know-
flash.
yeah, I quite like that.
They had the scars on the face. I don't think they changed any of this. They did. She was not hammering the wheel when she gets pathed, so that's a change.
Yeah,
she was
Hanji
just,
was
sitting near Levi.
Yeah, Hanji was like kneeling on Levi's.
Oh yeah, it's like this shot up here. Minty was mad that they cut the blush. Oh yeah, I guess Hanji's kind of blushing here, because I remember this was a big moment also for the Levi-Hanji shippers, because they're talking about, Hanji's talking about living alone in the forest with Levi, and while he's sexy and shirtless. Is there a blush? Am I missing a blush? There's kind of a blush here.
I think the
oh,
so you heard me talking to myself bit. I think when Hanji says "oh, so you heard me talking to myself," there is a blush just under the spectacle. You can see it just under the lens.
I'm trying to find this exact moment. They also cut the cool Levi surfboard thing. They didn't show that, and they didn't show his face getting cut up by the blowing away of the sword. So that's not cool. I think we talked about that last week, right, Mr. O? We're like, oh yeah, cool surfboard hover.
Yeah, I feel like I hadn't actually realized that until you mentioned it, but yeah, and then they didn't show it.
Yeah. They did not. Again, they're always cutting out these cool, not cutaway, I don't know, insert shot memes.
Mm-hmm. Your angular panel flashbacks, your favorite thing.
Yes. With the wide-looking lines over them. I feel like that's it. Does anybody have anything else to say before we cut back to the present and them talking to McGarth?
I was sad they cut out the surfboard now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sad moment. That's really goofy. Like, look how big that
It's
sword
fun,
is.
yeah.
That's probably why they cut it out. I'd love that.
Levi's pretty short.
Oh man, that's a wide sword right there, man.
It is
Oh well,
very wide.
that would be pretty goofy. But anyway, maybe they're just like, he was far enough away anyway. He's Levi.
So is that
They cut things out like that all the time.
so is that how he only lost 2 fingers? Because it was only that hand was the only thing that was
Yeah, the
really
2
exposed.
Clutching it, yeah, I guess. I don't think I even noticed that this has like the cut on it, like that panel. But anyway, then we get the modern day talk with McGarth and stuff. I didn't remember McGarth threatening to shoot Levi. Makes sense. I'm seeing it now. It's in this. And then we get the let's combine forces first reference.
How do they know Peak's surname, by the way?
I have no idea. Intel, I guess.
I guess maybe from the Yelena, presumably.
Yeah, true. They would have had to have told them at some point. Yelena, yeah, I guess like who the warriors are is probably public knowledge, at least in the Eldian circles, which.
Yeah, it's just because
Yeah,
even during the warrior sort of candidate thing, like, you know, they use everyone's surnames. Like, you know, they say Leonhardt and
yes,
Braun and so on, but then Piek's still Piek rather than. But then again, probably would have been weird. Like, we'll trust that to the quick-witted finger. So.
Yeah, wasn't it a meme for a while that we didn't know Piek's last name?
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think this is when we learned it. I think this is the chapter where we finally learned her last name, and it's said by Levi of all people.
Because you remember like because I remember the finger stuff, and everybody thought that was funny for a little while. But
I mean, for the longest time, Piek was going to be the surname back when Piek was a dude.
yeah. That first Cart Titan didn't exactly look like our Cart Titan now, but he somehow had everything played out. Did they? Yeah, they did show this shot of Jean. Did they?
They did.
The Mikasa shot.
Because that's what I thought had been cut. I thought that Jean's imaginary life, like with Mikasa, I thought that was meant to happen here, not the next chapter. So that's why I thought, oh, they've cut something. But no, this is the moonlit shot of the Titans and then Jean and Mikasa and Annie. That was
also
all there.
Again, the passing of time is more obvious in the anime. Like it's another day. But yeah, also I think I don't see any tears from Mikasa here. This is another thing Minty told me about how they added Mikasa crying here. I don't know if that fits this.
I think if you look at the eye, like there's a sort of patchiness between the which looks like it's cutting off the iris a little bit. I think that could be like a representation of like welling up. It's not super clear.
She looks, I don't know. She kind of looks dead inside here more so than like sad. I think she's just conflicted on like no scarf, no Eren bad, what do? We do get cuts to everybody here. They did cut this shot of Gabby trying to figure out how to ride a horse still, and we've still got the cool lamps. We didn't get this shot, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to correct me here?
I think it's because
we did get a shot, but not Gabby.
I think it's because they've already shown Gabby being able to ride a horse perfectly competently.
Yeah.
So they have to keep up with that.
They cut the struggle.
Those horses look demonic as fuck, by the way. I've only just noticed.
Do indeed. Look at this fucking fella. Looks like the Berserk horse, but we'll not mention that any further.
Oh no.
Bacon gets it. Ari, you haven't read Berserk, have you?
I have read Berserk. Yeah, I read it like a few months ago, actually. Yeah.
Hear that, Mr. R? Hear that?
And then it ended.
For God's sakes.
Sure did.
One day.
One day.
It's an alright manga.
Listen, I want to get the physical copies. I like owning the physical editions of manga, so that's what I'm kind of beholden to.
Based supporting the creator, nice.
Creator Shmarita.
I will say
you support
that
the creator now? I guess his estate. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if he has kids or was married, but anyway. Yes,
I will say that McGarth. This is the first time I noticed he doesn't have eyebrows. I never clocked that before, but that just made him all the more scary and terrifying. I was like, Why is this boy? He just had these.
Yeah, he doesn't have
big
eyebrows,
yeah.
does he? Yeah, I'd never noticed that either, I must say. But I never noticed Krillin didn't have a nose. All right, leave me alone. Did we get this? Yes, we did get this Connie internal monologue while Falco was sleeping. Again, I don't know if there's so much to comment on here. We can say like, oh, Connie development is fun, but again, there wasn't a lot of changes.
It felt like
we
a Connie
had-
episode.
This chapter kind of feels like a Connie chapter as well until the
It's
stuff at
kind
the
of crazy though how like
end.
how we do cover so much time with other people as well. Like I just had in my head like again that all of the chapter was Connie, not just like again we had the Louise stuff. I mean, I guess the pie scene is still also Connie's involved.
We have Jean.
Yeah, the John
as well.
stuff. We have
It
a
really
lot of
makes you
stuff.
it makes you sort of appreciate how much 40 pages really is a lot for a manga chapter. Like it's wild.
It is so much. I mean, it is monthly, so it makes sense. And with Isayama is like less refined art style. He was also working really hard, of course. So.
Oh yeah, that man was killing himself to make this thing.
Yeah.
Wait, I lost it. Fuck. Oh, I was gonna say like me and Bacon when we were talking about the Vinland chapter yesterday. That also had a lot of things where we were cutting around to a lot of people. So I feel like this era of Attack on Titan. I feel like from like this chapter until they get on the ship after they blow up trains and kill a bunch of Jaegerists. I know this section pretty well, so I remembered basically everything. After that, I'm not too familiar. Even up to the Hanji death, I think what did I reread that for? I think I reread most of this stuff for the for actually the most recent Attack on Titan thing to check what people were wearing and if they had scout insignias on. So yeah, for a lot of this, I remembered a lot of this, especially this chapter. I just remember this was like peak controversial discourse, so I remember this all pretty well. But I know a lot of people think the Connie stuff is tacked on or whatever, but I think
I think it's nice that that ACM was trying to give Connie more to do because originally Connie was literally a tacked on character way back. Like he was created to fill a space at the top 10. That was his entire purpose originally. And then he kind of just naturally grew into.
The whole last arc though, we've been rolling Connie stuff, like the getting angry stuff, sort of coming into this what do you call it, fall from grace kind of to pick himself back up again, and the end of this scene. I don't want to skip the toothbrush joke, but the end of this scene of him saying, let's go help people is kind of a very good precursor to what happens at the end of the chapter with the save the world moment of like, all right, generally we're going to try and save people no matter who they are. It's kind of a setup to that. I don't think the gag worked very well in the anime. I don't know.
Oh, what with his face?
With his face.
Oh, I
remember it not really working in season 3 part 2 either, because he has that one moment.
Where he laughs about having a roof above his head or something.
I don't remember what the gag was specifically. I just remember the face, but yeah. I think that was the first time. I feel like that was like a new addition to Connie's character, or maybe I'm forgetting an earlier time too. I feel like that was 3 times.
I have a question for Riker. Is Connie's voice actor the same as Zenitsu? Because there was points where I was like, "Damn, that sounds exactly like Zenitsu."
Oh, that's a good point, actually. I don't know.
So, I just thought it'd be interesting for Zenitsu trying to feed Tanjiro to his mum or whatever. Because I think Tanjiro is Falco. Anyway, this is just quite weird.
I'm shaking my head right now at this Demon Slayer talk. Thought we were done with this.
He is. It is the same voice actor. Oh, that's great.
Good boys, let's go.
Oh, that is
good.
good.
This fella.
Well, it's only because Zenitsu, basically in Demon Slayer, he's always crying. You know, so like you never really like whining. Sorry, but so you never quite hear it with Connie here. But there's a few times in this episode that I was like I guess it's just because Demon Slayer is on the membrane. But yeah, I like this panel. I like this shot. I don't know. It was like eerie, creepy. This was one of those moments
It's
where I was like,
great.
I
I
feel
like
like
it
I
a
should
lot.
be laughing more, but I'm also it's kind of disturbing. Like it worked.
I think it's
It
one
is
where
that
again the
combination
media.
of like, yeah,
Oh,
it's fucked up
there you
and
go.
it's kind of funny, but yeah.
Good meme
I was gonna
material.
say, I think like the medium of the manga, like the single panel, you can spend as much or as little time processing this picture as you want. Whilst the anime,
Yes.
you've got no choice. It's it again. I mean, this has always been the big meme about why I generally enjoy manga more than anime, because you can spend as much time as you want going over any panel, or as little time as you need. You set the pace.
The
Whilst anime, you've got no choice.
and a lot of jokes. I'm an expert in jokes, as we all know. A lot of
Mhm.
it has to do with timing, right? So if you linger on it a little too long, I get the Connie stuff later with the Annie stuff. I didn't really think was funny either. I think like the what do you call it? Not the intensity, but the it's not intensity at all. The instantness of the
Mm-hmm.
Annie thing later is kind of what makes it funny in the manga, and I feel like that was kind of lost in the. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think I don't know.
we'll
We'll talk about
we'll
that
get to
later,
that.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have things to say. That's the bit I'm waiting for us to get to the pie scene. Like
yeah,
that's the
um,
discourse. That is the discourse.
the
That's where it's at.
then he tries to get him up. Falco and not Falco. Armin and Gabby show up. Falco slowly figures out he's the Jaw Titan now. I generally, again, another thing, they did actually do the Irwin sideways panel flashback.
Mhm.
They actually did include that. I don't know if they did it very well. I don't know. There was something weird about his face. I like it here better. I generally really like this Armin moment. Armin low-key being suicidal. Also, I think the like instantness and like the motion in this page of Connie jumping to grab Armin is a lot better in the manga, and the teeth cracking and the motion lines on the teeth makes it look fast and sharp.
Yeah, I think
I
again
know,
it's
something
just
about this scene wasn't the same to me.
yeah.
Also,
I think
really
it's
like this
just.
panel real quick of him diving in the mouth. But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say yeah. I mean, it's just again coming back to it again. There's a lot like as much as people say having the ability to convey motion in the anime doesn't always work as well. Like especially when you're going from static images, you need to try and turn that into a series of motion. The static images you can get a lot setting that single scene with one image. There's a lot of work being done there,
Yeah,
and it's really cool. Whilst moving images for anime, it's just sometimes it's just not as easy to do when you'd expect it to be easier.
Like if you look at this page, it's like you can't really show this shot for more than this split second and have the energy work in this scene. Like if you were to have this be like a 3-second shot of him jumping from over where Falco is all the way and then off screen, it's like very hard to frame, like to capture the intensity. I'm sure there's ways to do it. I don't really think they did it, but yeah, it's sort of like if it's just one shot, people think it's limiting, but it's kind of the opposite, I guess. But
If you like move the camera around a lot, I reckon that could work. Like if you like pan out really quickly and like tilt or something, like capture the energy that way.
I think also they lingered a lot on Armin falling, and they really maybe this is just because I have read the manga and like to me it's so obvious that Armin's not gonna die at this point right now, but like they really made it seem like they wanted you to believe that Armin could die. When I read the manga for the first time, I kind of whisked through this and I didn't fully register that Armin was really trying to kill himself, just in case, like. So anyway, I don't know. I guess that it is a big moment for Armin's characterization. He's trying to become Erwin, so like. But anyway, it is kind of like.
I think.
Man, do people really think this? I don't know.
I think it is, especially in the manga, more of an entirely Connie thing. Like, I don't actually think this is a big moment for Armin's character that much. He's a little suicidal. He's a little crazy. He's feeling the pressure right now. But on every like page here, like there's the big shot of Connie's face. It's very much like I feel like it's like a yes Connie moment, not like a oh no Armin's gonna die moment of like, come on Connie, what are we doing here? Of course you're gonna save your friend. And then it's like a good, because I like the instant cut away from that, because it's not like they fall on the ground and then he goes, Armin, you're crazy or something. It's just like a cut to them being mellow as they watch Gabby and Falco have a moment because Colt's dead, and Connie's just like, yeah, that was a bad thing. Did they frame this shot with his mother in the background in the anime?
Yeah, they exaggerated as well. Like there was she was giant in the frame. Yeah.
Okay.
They also had like a really long shot on her eye, like moving and stuff.
They did do that. I did think that was like okay. It like moved with them.
Oh yeah, they
I
did have
kind
that.
of, I think that works in the anime, but I kind of like in the manga how she's like not even. She's just like the eyes feel like they're just staring ahead, and she like instinctually bites down because Titans are scary and weird and not normal. But I did like the eye tracking thing. I do remember that. But
Thought it was interesting how we saw her veins, I guess. Like, I know when they were
They've been doing that
transforming
with
in a few
Titans.
episodes. Have they been doing
Yeah.
it?
well,
haven't even noticed.
I was thinking about the transformation thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like we had a nice close up and saw her veins. Like, wow, very cool. Good job.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, good that.
I feel like the
skin
boob vein
tones.
thing is coming in. People like veins now, vascularity. It's not just girls. The boys appreciate vascularity now too. So everybody's down with the new fetish. Veins, they're good.
I
That's my
hadn't
hot
thought
take.
about it in that way.
Which
but,
bit? Sorry, has veins?
Well, I see veins and I think of boob veins. Bacon, what do you want from me, huh?
I think of forearm veins when I'm like getting a good pump at the gym.
All
That's
right,
what I
yeah,
think.
we can't all afford gym memberships, Bacon. All right, leave us alone.
Okay, okay. Oh, geez, now I'm the bad guy. Ah, no.
Bacon, you're always the bad guy. Frankly, after that video you created, I'm still mad about it.
Dude, I got 23 likes on Twitter. I was golden. People
I'm
watch
up to
a
80
video on
likes on
Twitter.
that Vinland tweet. 80
Really?
likes. I'm famous.
Dude, that's your biggest. That's your big. See, Vinland coming through.
It got even
That's
more
your
than
biggest
the
tweet
Miura
ever.
rest in peace tweet.
Yeah.
People like
Hey.
Kyle more than Miura dying, I guess.
It's not incorrect.
Stop bringing up Vinland Saga, Bacon. You're derailing the conversation. And then we get the moment, so let's all go save people in trouble. Do we have anything else to say about this scene? It's cute that they cry about Colt. He's a minor character. People probably don't really care, but Falco cares, and that's kind of cute.
Some of the reactors
You feel bad.
cared. That's
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
But that was, I think, more just to do with how the scene of like that whole scene of Colt of like Zeke's scream that was quite well shot in the anime. I'm sure we've discussed this already.
Yeah.
Or have we? Were we doing this when Two Brothers came out? We might. I don't think we might. I
Can't
think
be expected to remember these things.
I can't remember either.
Yeah. It all blurs together. I know.
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Just
get
so
on
much
the Google machine. I think we started in episode 4 because I did an episode 4 thing by myself and it was just really bad. So I was like, fuck it. And then I messaged Mr. R out of the blue and was like, do you want to be my Attack on Titan Bacon? And he was like, I guess. And then now we're here.
Yeah, it started.
We're doing Attack on Titan Bacon. Oh yeah. We're streaming in 7 hours.
Yeah. But
Those are the days.
here we are. It all worked out, didn't it?
Oh yes,
No, it was
this
just
scene.
Kyle and Ada's thing.
Okay, this scene I actually I knew was happening, but I only remembered because I remember everybody complaining about it with the memes. But this was another unintentionally hilarious scene. I thought I was laughing the whole way through.
Oh yeah, you think people dying is funny, Bacon? Explain
Oh,
yourself.
She just left her. I thought that was so funny. I was like,
It's so cold. I like it for me. 'Cause
Yeah. I must admit,
I
Yeah,
get
I
get
like
why
this
Titanfolk doesn't like it, I guess, but I'm also like,
yeah, but that's because
I thought it was
that's because
interesting.
Titanfolk like Louise because Louise is a Nazi and Titanfolk are Nazis. That's the.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
The oh fuck, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. If only this didn't happen 3 times every fucking time we do this. What was I gonna say? Fucking scarf something. I'm looking at scarves right now. I don't know. Somebody else say something quick. Say
I feel like the manga conveys better that Louise is like. I never really thought. I think she looks a lot more sort of like she's sort of fading away, like dying. Even though it's in black and white, she almost strikes me as looking quite pale. Whilst the anime.
Yeah.
The anime, I was waiting to see if they were going to make it more clear, although the fan translation does say it's a pity you'll never be able to see the free world that Eren Yeager will make.
Yeah. Does she say that in here?
She says that in the... Well, she said that's what I'm reading in the manga. She says that, but in the anime they said that. I just had it in my head. Maybe my official translation isn't as clear-cut as that for some reason. But, like, she properly looks like she's fucking dying in the manga. The anime didn't look as much, but she still said that.
Did we get this dramatic shot of her with the scarf in hand walking away from Louise in like the background? I feel like this was shot
I
differently.
don't think so, but we did get a back shot of Mikasa just walking away, and it just lingered on so long that she just like walked away as she was talking about dying, and I was just like, wow, yeah, that's really cool.
It is
And
interesting.
so then I was like,
Bacon, hold on. Let's do it. Let's make fun of Bacon real quick. Bacon, do you know who Louise is? Do you remember her backstory?
he's the one that Mikasa saves all the way back.
Shut up,
in,
Bacon. You were supposed to get it wrong, and we were all gonna laugh at you. Yikes.
Dude, you can't pull a
Way to ruin
fast
our
one on
fun.
me.
Yeah.
I always
It
thought
is-
that was really cool actually that they brought back this
Yeah.
character and
The-
used her for Mikasa's development. I was like, man, Isayama, good writing. That's a good
The
using of resources.
I don't know. I really like the scene. I like in the anime how she's just like give it back, and she's like not listening at all. I like how cold Mikasa is here. I think she does feel bad. I think she just doesn't know how to feel bad, and she's worrying about Eren and stuff.
I mean, Mikasa said a long time ago that there's only so many people she actually cares about.
Yeah, but she was lying. She's a big fucking liar. That's actually a point I made in a video like 4 years ago. Oh my god, remember that? No, you don't. But remember that Mikasa video? The one where I shit on Mikasa and now she's like my favorite? But I did say that in that video. I was like, oh, Mikasa's lying. She's trying to be hard like Levi. But then she can't kill Ymir, and she can't kill Bertolt, she can't kill Reiner, she can't kill nobody. So actually, she does care about everybody.
But also,
But,
Mikasa just doesn't like fascists. She has no sympathy. I mean, I think she feels bad, but not because Louise is
that's definitely
dying.
part of it.
I think she feels bad, but not because Louise is dying, but because she probably does feel responsible for leading Louise down this path.
Yeah. Because there's like multiple ways you can look at it, right? Because it's like, oh, Louise is being Mikasa to Mikasa. Now Mikasa knows how it feels to be weird, but I don't think Isayama thinks Mikasa is weird towards Eren. Maybe a little bit overprotective, but I think like the fandom. I think I definitely, when I didn't like Mikasa, would always talk about how she has nothing but Eren or whatever.
I think it doesn't. I mean, the anime never helped with that. The anime made it even worse. The anime definitely amplified Mikasa being a big simp for Eren.
Fuck, there was a second point I was going to make about what Louise does for Mikasa's character, but now I've completely forgotten. She's Mikasa's Mikasa. She's also... Oh, it's also another thing of like, this is like their legacy of like their scout pride, and it's like sort of rubbed off here, and it's like it's like clearly like a bastardization of it. I actually don't think that was my other point, but it's
a
enough.
change in context.
Change in context with time, or something like that. Something stupid. But fuck. Are we? Do we have anything else to say about this scene here?
Mr. Ari.
Yes.
I feel like you've
Sorry,
been quiet here
yes.
with your giga brain. I'm talking
Oh,
so
boy.
much here, and I know nothing about Attack on Titan.
I don't know. I don't have much to say. Well,
Very
like
wise.
Louise.
it was pretty well adapted. I don't know. Louise is interesting. It is core themes and changing context. I guess you are seeing like you were saying, you're seeing a Mikasa to Mikasa, as the normies said, I think, in their reaction, which was surprisingly,
I did watch that one.
yeah, it was pretty surprising that they picked that up.
But
I
that was
impressed.
said with like disdain. You can tell.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna name
I-
the normies. I might be being parasocial,
boy.
but you can tell Marketa does not like Mikasa as a character. She doesn't like that she's like simping for Eren. She's definitely one
Oh,
of those
yeah.
people, like I used to
Yeah.
be. So every time she says that, it's like, oh, when she put like I can tell when she puts the scarf back on in the second last 20 minutes of the movie, Marketa's not gonna like that.
No.
But I can't wait for that discourse. It's gonna be extravagantly fun.
If they change the ending, that'll be even more fire.
Oh, man.
that'll be hilarious.
Mm.
That would be very funny.
But yeah. A Louise scene, isn't it fun? Her last. How sad, she's dead. We get these destruction shots of them like, oh, did they? Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
do
they
say,
have.
oh, that's the last Titan walking away. I didn't remember that, but it sounds like the bells announcing our freedom, they say here. How fun. And then we get a flock speech, this flock image that I use in a bunch of videos. This random bloke talking to Mikasa about how she's gonna join. She just says not interested. That was cute.
Mikasa
I think
in
he
the
had
anime
blonde hair
looked
in the anime,
really,
and he's got
really-
black hair here. But yes, go ahead, Becky.
Yeah, Mikasa in the anime looked really, really just dead inside, like just really
Yeah.
fed up with
Mhm.
everything, even more than she does here. So like, I feel like it's nice because it feels almost like straight after the Louise conversation, and so she just has so much on her mind that she's like, I cannot be bothered with Flock right now.
They just want to continue on doing this stuff, but I guess this was something I noticed in the anime, and I wanted to see if it was in the manga. It kind of makes it seem like, I think it's more in the anime, though you can kind of glean it from the manga here. It kind of makes it look like Mikasa and John are like staring at each other. Wait, hold on, let's timeline brain this for a second. They've already agreed to join at this point, right?
Yep.
I think so.
Think about that.
Yeah,
I guess
because they agreed to join when John's sort of sitting in his bed the previous night.
I didn't think about that at all, so I guess it makes sense that they're looking at each other. I was gonna say
Also-
because they love each other, guys. Remember my prediction?
Oh, yeah. I mean, also another thing is that Flock here, he's on the stairs, but in the anime they're like on like a floor above them. Speaking
It's
down,
more of like a podium
banister.
speech sort of thing.
Yeah.
I did not notice that, but yes, you are correct. And
And John's a bit more at the back as a result as well.
Yeah.
The I like how John is like taller than everybody. He's kind of standing over everybody. I don't know. I felt that was neat framing. They're having a party. We're having a party. I was thinking about this because I'd never thought about this before. I was thinking if this was like a parallel to the party they have in Liberio, where it's kind of like the last moment before everything picks up. I don't know if that works that well as a parallel, but it's kind of similar. Gabby and Falco are at another festival or whatever. I guess it's maybe to parallel both sides, because that was kind of like it ended up being a declaration of war, so it's like another war-related celebration kind of thing here. I don't know. I had never thought about that before, but then I was like, oh, I guess.
I also didn't clock that, like, when they say cheers now, they're so indoctrinated that they say, dedicate your hearts when, like, cheersing. And that's, like, next level.
Yeah.
Something changed with context or something.
That was a really good transition. I quite like that. It's you know, there's like all the soldiers screaming, and then they just to normal blokes being like, cheers, dedicate your hearts. Like the cool like two beers coming from each side of the screen and clashing in the middle. Very, very, very classic framing. It's cool stuff.
Yes, the cutaway. Now we've got the dreaded Annie discourse. We can talk about it. They all notice. I guess she does. This part here, this like after she gets noticed, she starts chewing again and then swallows. I thought that was an anime edition. Turns out it's not. Connie gets up here, he's laughing, thinking it's weird, and then we do the hard cut to Hitch finding the note. The Hitch note is cute. What did we want to say about this? Go ahead.
So I originally thought that the way they animated her sort of chewing and swallowing was a bit odd. I mean, yes, you have set the panels in there, and it does have like the clear multiple. I don't know. I think it just looked a bit weird. I think it's because they tried to minimize how much was done. So like her face was almost unmoving, and they just animated her cheeks moving in and out. I think like it looked
odd.
I always feel like they could have maybe done more of like a Sasha thing where she literally just tries to swallow the entire thing in one go and almost skips the chewing part. It is very funny though. Like I love the single frame of Annie mouth sort of full of. Mouthful of pie, yeah. I also feel that, like, again, Connie, I think this scene is the one that I wanted to get to about the art style. Like, because I originally saw a YouTube clip before, like, the episode came out in English. I saw a YouTube clip because people upload clips of everything beforehand.
Yeah.
And it was of this shot. And I originally thought it was a fan imagining of it because it just looked a little off. I'm not sure I can't point at what it was. And again, maybe it's because we didn't have all that sort of, orange glowy lighting, so it just looked different, but there was just something weird. It just seemed weird to me. And then combine that with the animation of both Annie and Connie as well. Although I kind of wish that Connie's laugh had been a bit louder and a bit more sort of was hysterical at how much at how funny he found it.
I feel like it was like middle of the road. It was like not like it was trying to be like over the top, but it didn't go.
And the thing is, now that I know that it's Zenith's voice actor, I know that he can go for it. He can give it 110% if he wants to. That man can be loud.
This is why I realized it was him. I was like, this is Zenith's. I will say though, for me, I'm different. The Connie laugh saved the scene. I was like, I completely forgot about the extra munches. I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. It was kind of like cute, funny to begin with, and now it's kind of getting weird. And then Connie just bursts out laughing, and I burst out laughing, and I was like, "This is amazing! I love it." So,
Oh
it
no, I
works for
like the
me.
laugh. I just wish it had been more. Like I wish it had been like louder, more sort of more hysterical.
see.
Is more what I mean. I don't have a problem with him laughing. I have a problem with I don't think he laughed enough. I think it felt a bit almost a bit fake, like he was forcing himself to laugh at Annie. But
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel, yeah, part of it's like a copium. What the fuck is happening? But this shot here, I feel like they should have emphasized this, like have a camera shake here or something on them all, like their surprise reactions to the fact that Annie is sitting right next to him. Another cute little thing that I don't think I had ever like processed was the fact that like Connie's kind of making fun of Annie, and Armin like immediately defends his queen. It's kind of funny. It's kind of cute.
I do like as well how there is just, how it's. I mean, again, maybe it's like Copen, obviously, like the whole everything's forgotten, but it's just like it's like nothing happened prior to this. They're all just, you know, there's no sort of alarm, sort of Annie, what the hell?
It's like a casual moment.
Yeah, it's so good though. It's such a
Titan folk hates.
yeah. Of course, Titan folk hate it. They hate everything. They hate everything good.
We didn't even say the C word yet. That can mean a few things, a few bad words. But I'm talking about the worst one of them all. JK. Coincidence. How has nobody said the word yet? That's all I heard for a whole month after this fucking chapter came out.
Coincidence. Oh yeah, like my favorite thing, the objective media analysis people who hate coincidence.
Yes. That's what I remember Titanfog being mad about. They ruined the Annie thing at this point. Oh, the normies did say that too. I think Serge said he didn't like it because it felt too sudden. But we do get all the Annie moments later, and I think do I talk about that in that most recent video? I think that might have been in a draft and I cut it. But talking about how like they save the Annie moments periodically. Like they have this moment here, which is kind of a comedy moment, and then she actually doesn't get too many moments in the campfire thing. But it's not until after that, like the talk with Armin on the boat. It's funny because this is all she has with Connie, because she really doesn't have anything in common with Connie. She's never had many scenes with Connie really. There's the one scene where her and Armin are talking after she's secretly killed Sonny and Bean, pulling out the names, where Connie is also leaning up against the wall with them. That's the only thing I can think of where her and Connie were on screen. But really, it's only Eren, who she doesn't really get any scenes with after this. Armin, Reiner, and Mikasa. Those are like the only characters she's ever interacted with really. Like, she doesn't have any moments with Gabby. Well, I guess she does when...
Which is interesting you say about Eren, because I've always gathered that Eren was one of the people that she actually kind of liked and respected.
Yeah. Minty reminded me of an idea I had, and I think this might be in the... I think I say that this wouldn't happen in the Jägermaster plan, but this was definitely a thing I thought for a long time, where I would talk about how, like, maybe when Annie... No, it was in the Jägermaster plan, because... or it might have been. It was one of the things where I thought Annie might have been in on it somehow, and her dad was connected to it or something. I was firmly in the Annie Eren ship category for a little while. There's that moment that they cut from season 1 that's in the manga, where she blushes after she like beats him up as a comedy gag or something. But I remember thinking, why did I start talking about this? How am I connecting this back to whatever the fuck we were talking about?
I have no clue.
Annie Eren moments.
Oh yes, she doesn't get Eren moments, and then you said that like they seem to like each other. But yeah, it is true. It seemed. Oh, it was like I thought maybe Eren still liked Annie or something, and something was happening. I can't remember what I used to say. Right, it's been a long time. But anyway, yes. But we never do get any. Annie lightly references that she must have talked to Eren, like Armin talked to Eren when they all pop up, and like they all had private conversations with Eren in the final chapter or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that. And obviously they don't want to do the Armin Annie stuff right now immediately, so we kind of get Connie Annie stuff here, but we're saving that for later. Then we get the Hitch note. It's cute. It's very Annie and Hitch's relationship. Is this the last real thing we see of Hitch besides the yawn?
I think so, yeah. I think this is the last we see of Hitch. It's kind of interesting as well. I thought the anime, again, hard to convey tone in a manga, the anime made it sound like Hitch was a bit more pissed off, but I felt in the manga it was more of just, she was kind of just like almost matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
She seemed a bit more hurt in the anime.
Yeah, I feel like Attack on Titan does the like the the sarcastic, pissed off thing a lot. I feel like Levi's character does this a lot. I feel like that's what they were doing with Hitch.
Maybe, yeah.
In both versions, where it's like
She
like,
looks a
this
little
fucking
hurt in
idiot.
that top panel in the middle there on Kyle's
Yeah, she's
stream.
a little sad.
She's like,
I feel like it's more of a like, oh, that's that Annie girl that I know. How in character, and then she's like, oh, well, better eat. They're going to save the world or something. Going to get themselves killed.
I mean, she'll see
Then we
Annie
get her
again
old-
in 3 years after this.
She will. She will. Assumingly, unless they got killed, they sunk the boat in the harbor. His story was fully bought in the Jaegers. We got a bad ending. There you go. It's ambiguous for a reason, gentlemen. Then we get an execution, or not really, Nilly. They don't have the crazy Devilman faces. This is another thing Minty pointed out to me, like in these panels here, but they do panning shots of them all like cheering and stuff. I feel like they didn't have the crazy faces, but they got the point across that the Jaeger's bad here.
that's what's he good.
The Anya Capon speech is not as good as it is in the manga. I feel like these facial expressions are much better. It feels like he's like screaming. I pictured this in my head, like everybody goes silent and they all listen to him and they all have like a moment of doubt, and then Jean steps in and does the fake shots. It's interesting that they don't cut away in the manga and they just like do a direct shot of him shooting next to Anya Capon.
It was interesting. I'm not really sure. It was kind of like, you know, it's like, okay, cool, but it wasn't like, I feel like that wasn't placed at a title, at a ad break, when an ad break happened, was it? When like the midpoint. Yeah. Interesting. I don't really know if it was necessary, to be honest, but
yeah. I did watch the normies reaction, and they did buy it for a second. They're like, "Oh, 4 shots," and then I was like, "Oh." So
I think maybe it's because the anime, I suppose, dragged out the 4 shots. It was kind of like bang, 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 bang. Whilst in the manga,
yeah,
it's like he kind of just shoots 4 times very rapidly into the ground.
Yeah. I didn't remember Pieck knocking people over when she ran up, but that was cute.
I guess she must have already been transformed as well, because we didn't see any lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, Hanji says right after this, so the cart type can say transform for
Oh, of course, yeah.
She freaks out.
That thing just snuck into Shiganshina somehow.
Big sneaky.
Yeah, it's something or something. Isn't it all still evacuated? Because
That's true. That is true, yeah.
Where what do you call clogging potholes? Plot holes, not potholes. Covering plot holes left and right here. I do love this moment a lot. First of all, this like soy flock face as he hits the ground here in the manga is great. He does this also when Kiyomi whacks him. But this slow realization from Flock, as he just like immediately puts it together about how he just got fucked, I think is like, specifically the Where's Mikasa. I do really like this moment. I feel like they did it pretty well in the anime.
Yeah.
But before we move on to the ending, how do we feel about this Anya Capon thing? I like these facial expressions in the manga a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you, I think.
I've only just realized that Jean is always in the background looming over him, which is quite cool composition.
Because we don't know yet if John's gonna. Well, I guess you probably didn't know. John's not doing a heel turn here, but building that tension, we don't know exactly that he's gonna turn out to be a nice boy again. But
funnily enough, I've only watched one reaction video of this episode, and it was Susie Lou's one, and she genuinely thought Jean had been eaten by Pieck.
Oh, I think Noe said that for a second too. There was like 1 second, and then one of the other ones was like, "No, it's a rescue."
Oh no, she was like properly fucking sobbing until we saw Jean later. And I was like, what?
Well, it's fucking Jean. Who cares? C tier character. Let's move on.
Absolutely worst take. Don't watch Kyle's videos anymore. Bad takes.
Yeah, but
Hyld's pretty good. How about that Hyld character, Bacon? She's pretty good.
yeah,
Not so much.
She's alright. She's alright.
Stop talking
I'm glad
about
to make
Vinland
it-
Saga, Bacon. Stop bringing it up.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
The Anything else to say here?
Anya Capon, good boy. When he's saying stuff, you know he's right.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you need for like the condemnation of all these soldiers, basically.
Oh, I'm gonna check because I like to do this weird like language check. I don't remember him saying xenophobic. Does he say that? Maybe
Yeah,
I
they
do
do.
remember that now that I think about it.
Oh, in the
That was a
anime.
good moment. Yeah.
In the manga, I'm asking.
Oh, okay. What
anyway.
did he say?
A bunch
He said
of
he's. I mean, this is the unofficial.
nativists bastards.
I can go get the. I can go get.
Is
I'll
this
go.
unofficial or official? I feel
This
like
is. I can't remember. I'll go get my physical copy and we'll see. Do you know what volume this will be? Is it 31 or 32?
I
Yeah,
don't know
31.
volume numbers. I'm gonna be
31.
honest.
Okay, back in a sec.
I know Berserk volume numbers. How about that Berserk thing? Remember Berserk Bacon? You didn't like it.
I did
Really?
like it. It just wasn't a masterpiece.
He's a Vinland Saga simp. He's shitting on it just to put Vinland Saga up. I know it. We're gonna break his legs with this reread, alright? And we're gonna convince him.
Well, I'm hoping I like it more on the reread. It was more
much
like
did you read
make
of it?
you like it more.
I read
You
all
gotta
of
watch-
it, but I think I just read it
Yeah.
too quickly.
The official
I didn't get
translation
attached
is
to it.
xenophobic bastards.
Now, which page is this on? Because it might be right in front of my eyes, and I might just be missing it because I do that sometimes.
What, have you got the book as well?
No, I got it
No.
on screen. Like, what page is it on? I don't have page numbers, but what's happening on the page? Is it?
It's that. It's the nativist bastards is replaced with xenophobic bastards. You were literally on it.
Okay.
So just. It's.
I was right for one of these language things for once.
Yeah, it's the
They
middle
seem
panel.
to always follow the official, yeah.
It's interesting as well. It says because in your translation it says as a result of that assistance, my homeland will be my family slaughtered. That's the same. And now the only ones left here are a bunch of pathetic xenophobic bastards.
Does he call him pathetic? I think he just said no. Maybe he does say that exactly.
He doesn't call them bastards. He calls them shits in the anime, which I think is
Yes. He does.
man the shading. I don't know if this kind of shading work in the physical books is really nice.
Yeah. Oh, I just got a subscriber. Who's subscribing? Android subscribing again for 12 months. Why is this live if you never check chat? Well, frankly, that's a good question. We're probably not going to do the rereads after this. I don't know if we're going to do those live, but Android's mad that we're not reading chat. But anyway, the next thing. Oh, the end. Then we got the ending where we cut to everybody. We've got the moment where we figure out Mikas is in on it too, and Annie spots Shardis mysteriously lurking.
Yeah, we got an extra shot of that in the anime as well. We got a shot from like the back, from inside the building as well.
Yes, we did.
Again, still not super clear that it's Shardis, but
yeah. I wonder if we'll get that. I'm still trying to figure out where we end. If we've got 4 episodes left, I think we probably do end with the big battle at the port with the Jaegers, which will be a sick action scene. So the Shardis stuff. Are we going to end the Attack on Titan anime TV series with the Shardis and McGarth scene? That'd be kind of cute.
Ooh.
I feel like there's 2 chapters that is that port battle, but obviously action you can animate it quicker.
oh my
it
god,
might be the Hanji thing.
I think my prediction could come true. If they're doing 1 per episode, it means that my prediction that the final bit of the series will be
Oh yeah, the Eren.
I'm gonna destroy them, every last one of those animals that's on this earth, with the big wide shot of
him at the
his
port,
founder in the room. And
Eren at a
and
different port.
this is when he gets to Liberia, I think.
Yeah. Is Liberia on the sea? Yeah, I guess.
1:30. Look at
Oh,
the ending of
we'll destroy
1:30. That's what I predicted.
Yeah.
That's been my prediction.
Yeah, I know
of
exactly what you're
of where we're ending.
It might indeed be.
If we're doing 1 per episode, that's where it's naturally going to end. Then we're going to get 9 chapters adapted
Yeah,
into the
'cause it can't
movie.
be 1 less than.
Oh, that's a lot of chapters for a movie, isn't it? Or maybe not.
It's what? 9? That's like.
That's
assuming
200.
This movie is going to be like 2 hours and a half or whatever.
Yeah. Ooh.
How long was that Ava movie? 3 hours?
That's 3 hours long.
Do it. They can
Assuming
tell,
that they
again, a
go-
lot of that is also action stuff at the end. So,
Mhm.
True.
Oh, we've actually got 10 chapters
Yeah, let's
because
say
we have
Marley
the chapter when they go back when they visit visit Marley as well. We haven't had that yet.
Yes, that flashback. I wonder if that'll be in one of these episodes or not. Maybe it just got cut forever. There's no way.
I wonder if that episode will somehow get condensed down and basically be the prologue for the film, like the sort of the recap for the film almost.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like,
Well,
like the opening.
hold on. No, because the Ramsey getting squashed stuff is after the moment Mr. I was talking about. So
Yeah, Nate's saying I
maybe
think
they-
1:30
I
will
don't know,
start
they
up with the ice
introduce
cream
Ramsey in the
flashback.
prologue, and then Yeah, and then kill him in the first like 20 minutes. I don't know. Let them worry about this structural shit.
Still looking 123 and 130 will combine. I think that is the case. Actually, well, I think 123 and 131, I guess. 123 leading straight into 131. Mika's are saying if I'd made a different choice, what would have happened, and then it cuts straight to fucking the rumbling. Because 131's the rumbling, isn't it? That's the...
Yes.
131's the horrifying chapter.
That's the one where we get all the... No. Is that the one where we get all the shots all over the world, or is that 134?
That's much later. 131 is Ramsey and Halil and the freedom bit, and then there's the conversation between Annie and Armin on the boat.
And the Black Crows, and it looks cool. But yeah. Then we get Jean throwing up much more in the anime. There wasn't as much Titan slobber though.
Yeah, I didn't actually even clock that he was throwing up necessarily in the manga. I just assumed he was like he just was spitting out like gunk rather than actually vomiting.
Maybe.
There's also that the
really
panel
like
scroll down the panel with his tongue out, and it looks a bit weird.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think. East Amarin tongues, but then I thought of the Chainsaw Man moment where she bites his tongue off. So that wasn't an Isayama thing in my head, so never mind. Remember Chainsaw Man, guys? What a wacky time. Anyway, this Jean shot I really like in the manga. People seem to like the anime version too. The burnt bones is a cool callback. That's the moment where Jean decides to join the Survey Corps. He's thinking about Marco dying and things like that. The callback that was the first time he decided to stand up for the cause and not just have a cushy life as a military policeman. This time it's as a Jaegerist, and he wants to join the Alliance and all that stuff. Him throwing the water at Anya Capone again is that like pissed off endurance thing where he's faking being mad, but he's actually being nice with Anya Capone. And then we get the Yelena thing about how Magath is mad.
Oh god, Android. Jean was slurping that Piek gamer girl spit.
Lovely.
I know, you complain that we're not reading chat, and then you put that in chat, so maybe it's a good thing we're not reading it.
Oh no, that's the only way he can get you to read chat. This is
131
the vicious cycle we are in.
It's a trap. Anything? Fuck, I'm trying to think. Bone stuff is cute. Yeah. Then we just got the last scene.
Very angry Magath again.
Yeah. I think he looks a little angrier in the anime, but General Request, that's a cool line. But then we get Annie kicking Reiner in the face again, good callback, and then we get the panel. We get the panel page, to save the world. Obviously, it was much more horizontal in the anime. It's a cool shot I already made at the thumbnail. I think I like it vertically more, but nitpicking.
I definitely prefer in the anime. I think it's from just looking up at them, it makes them look a lot more intimidating, badass, a lot cooler. I think it makes the moment work a lot better. Just the whole composition of the scene.
I don't really know how I feel about it. I think I need to look at it again. I'm feeling manga, but I don't know why.
I like the verticality, not just like it's a full page, but I like how it's like, I don't know, Connie looks so tall here. Look at him. He used to be the short prick, but Annie's still 15, so she's short. Mix is depressed in the background.
I think
really like the Gabby face here.
I think Annie should actually be short. I think Annie should actually be shorter in that picture because she was already shorter than all of them by quite a bit. She was like the second shortest after Historia.
Yeah, but she's 15, right? So she would have stopped growing, back,
Well, that's what I mean. Annie should be shorter. Armin, Connie, and Mikasa should be taller. Should look taller than her right now.
A shrimp. I'll beat him up. But yeah. So we gotta save the world. I feel like the dramatic music was cute. It was cool. Again, I like the Reiner's trying to sleep and he kicks him in the head again.
Yeah.
It's cute. But that's our episode, gentlemen.
That is our episode.
Do you have any wrapping up thoughts? Again, it feels there's not too much to comment on this time around. I haven't even got one battery thing, so we can speculate about the future or do whatever the fuck we want for the last bit here. Anybody got anything jumping out of their brains?
Movie gonna be based. That's all I've got.
Oh, I'd love to go see it in the actual theater. That'd be very fun.
Is there confirmation that Annie didn't age? Nate is asking. I don't think there's confirmation. I mean, her hair. I mean, it looks like her hair grew, but that's just because she doesn't have it tied up.
Yeah, I feel like her hair is the same shot. If you look at like the first shot, God, I'm such an Annie simp. The first shot of the chapter, it's episode 23, but I forget I think it's chapter 31 because 34 is where season 1 ends. Her hair looks like that. It's the same.
Okay.
But yeah. Next week, what are we getting? Oh, it's campfire stuff, huh?
Is it just the entire
it's
chapter
pretty
going to be
good.
the campfire? Because that's pretty cool. I mean, we get the flashback where John and Mikasa were recruited by Hanji.
Yeah, because I
guess.
thought the Jean fantasy with Mikasa looking girl. Oh no, that is this chapter. I was looking. It loaded the pages wrong. I was like, oh, I thought that was later, but turns out no, it is now. I wonder if they'll do that since they cut all the fantasy flash forwards. Hopefully they don't cut this. Oh, this is where we get the meme "Genocide is wrong" panel that everybody memed on.
And we end with Flock and Kiyomi as well. Flock looking full sort of geared up fascist, ready for a fight.
Ah, yes. Oh, we are definitely getting this action scene. Oh, it's gonna be great. Flock looks so. We're talking about verticality. My boy Flock is looking tall here.
Yeah.
He's gonna get flipped though, real quick.
I think we may have to wrap up, lads. I need to disappear, I'm afraid, in the next couple of minutes.
Oh yes. I feel like we're stretching things out. Oh, we get the John covering ears shot again. Oh, I never realized that's a callback to the beginning of the chapter. It just connected for me. The covering the ears thing. Oh,
yeah.
Wasn't that stupid?
I feel like you've definitely referenced that in a video. I feel like you've remembered.
I forget things all the time, Bacon.
Yeah.
It's known, right? I don't remember what I say in these fucking videos. I'm sure it was smart at the time.
No. Any
Right,
final thoughts?
Wrapping up final thoughts. Mr. R, you go first.
Yeah, pretty good episode. I think next week's going to be really good. We're going to get a lot of important character discussion, further development. It's going to be good.
Yes. Mr. Bacon, you got anything to say?
I don't. The episode was nice. It was good. Liked it.
It was fine. It was okay. It was a fun time, kinda. Mr. Ari, your first time here. You're gonna go out with a bang. Say something really smart and really funny. Go.
Oh, no.
Episode good. Next episode better.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Yep.
And that's about it. I feel like we all just said the same thing. But yes, the episode. I don't know. I remember that we always speculated whether or not this chapter was liked or if it was as hated as it seemed to be over here. And then they did that. I think Minty was the one that pointed this out to me, or maybe it was fucking Miller. I don't know. I remember these pricks' names. They all start with M. One of them pointed out that they did a survey in Japan about like after the anime ended, the manga ended. They did a survey of like one of these colors. Oh, I got the first battery thing. One of these. One of the chapters, one of the like most popular chapters, is going to get a color edition, and all the fans voted in Japan. And this chapter was the one that won over chapter 100, and I think the Levi Beast Titan fight, round 1. So in Japan, I assume that this is actually like their favorite chapter.
That's really weird.
That is wild.
So, yeah.
Anyhow, lads, I must vanish.
But yes, we're all going to end here. Mr. R has to leave. We are all. I'll do my outro. Mr. R can bounce whenever. We appreciate his services here today.
Goodbye, folks.
He's got to go to work. He's got real people things.
Bye.
Goodbye,
Have a good
Mr.
day.
R.